Hi everyone and welcome back to Sack and Rank Fire. As always, I'm your host Ben, and Dave, as always, you're here. Hello.
Hello everyone. How are we this fine evening?
I'm doing alright. How are you doing, more importantly, Dave?
Tired. Cold. Tired.
It's
Can't wait for
definitely getting
Christmas
into that
to hurry
season,
up
isn't it,
and
where like the nights are
like
drawing in, it's getting colder.
Yeah, and the hardly no spraying's getting done because it's too damn cold in England.
It's too wet. It's just that stupid drizzle. Like
Yeah.
we'll talk about it in a bit, but like the model that I painted, I've not posted this anywhere about it, but if you look on the Imperial Fist that I posted, I sprayed that with the varnish, and then as I was coming back in, it started to just spit just that little bit, and there's some little
No.
white dots. That's where rain hit the varnish before it
I
dried.
bet you were cursing like a good one.
Yeah. I mean, luckily, obviously, it's not. It's just like a tester. It's me playing around.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not going back and doing it again. It's fine. But yeah, it's this stupid
Yeah.
country.
It's not your 2K army fully done. You're just like, I'm just going to varnish it. You'd be crying inside if that was a 2K.
I'll be fuming because I'm like, cool, right? I gotta go and strip this and redo it. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't spray it. But yeah, it's stupid. It's dark, it's cold, it's wet, it's very... Walking the dog has become a massive sludge fest. You're just having to walk, try and drag your feet through it all. Yeah, the funds of Britain, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll try to drag your dog out because he'll look at you and I'm not going out.
He doesn't care, honestly.
Does he not?
No matter the weather, he's just like, yeah, fine, let's go for a walk. He genuinely doesn't care whatsoever. He'll jump over puddles, right? So he's a Labrador, so you'd think loves water. He will not stand in a puddle for love nor money. He will jump like a solid 2 metre jump just to not stand in water.
Was he dropped on his head as a puppy or something?
I've got no idea. Sometimes I think he may have been, but yeah, for some reason he's just a Labrador that doesn't care for water. Bless him.
Brilliant.
But anyway, we digress as per usual.
Yeah.
Let's get into the short part of the podcast again, Dave. What have you been working on for the past 2 weeks?
Well, I've started building my. I've got my gang ready. My 6 dwarfs or squats. I've been posted. Well, it's still in grey as prior to. Or you probably got a hint with the weather. I haven't had no chance of spraying, and where it's getting dark by the time I get home, it's no point spraying. So it's a lose-lose situation. So I'll go to work in the dark, come home in the dark. So yeah, I think everyone here will understand. But apart from that, hardly nothing at all. If buying stuff, I did get the Blood Bowl starter set, the box set with the Batonians, which I've got the Batonians next to me for whenever I get a chance to build them. To get some Blood Bowl on the go, but
because they come in coloured plastic, right? So you can play that game.
So the Batonians are reds, and the Khemri guys are on like bleach bone sprue.
Okay, yeah.
So you can literally just play out the box and just play as it is, which is quite a nice feeling because you don't have to worry about painting. It's not people that play. If people don't know what Blood Bowl is. They don't really care if it's painted. Ideally, I'd love to see it's painted, obviously, but there's no you don't lose 10 points or whatever in the game or whatever, or something like that. So I've got them sitting on the side, ready to get built. But apart from that, it's been quite dry. I haven't done any gaming. I haven't done pretty much not a lot, to be honest. Which is, I think, it's been the theme of the show today and last time, pretty much. I think it was the same way.
Maybe even time, maybe time before, yeah.
Yeah, so I think me and you are in that lull at the moment. But I think for my potentially, I'll probably just be on a building stage, but I am looking at other stuff to tweak my appetite. I want to get the Batonians started to build, but I want to take some inspiration from. Was it Liz? Is it Jade? Jade. Diorama Jade?
Yeah, Jade the Diorama Queen.
Yeah. So I may see if I can get some inspiration because I've seen some reels of like Gundam stuff, like battle damage Gundam stuff like that, and in these like cube boxes, and I'll see if I can test my hand at that. Just get some inspiration and just change my flow. It's not. I'm not
Mm.
stopped doing Warhammer, but at the moment, it's the mojo there isn't there for it at the moment. But hence why I'm doing Necromunda, which is like 6 guys. I should be able to get them painted up
Mm.
in a week or whatever. I'm not in no rush to
Yeah.
get them done. It's quite a small team, and it's like the Blood Bowl. It's about 11 players. It's only like a small team and stuff like that. So I think that'll be me for the next 2 weeks, or attempt to air quotes
Yeah.
for people on YouTube. But apart from that, that's about it, to be honest. How about yourself, Ben?
Yeah, not a huge amount. Obviously, when I talked about painting the chapters in the last one, so I started doing some of those. So I got 5 painted up in chapter colours. I don't think I talked about. I don't think I'd had them painted in the last one. So, but yeah, there was 5 painted up in chapter colours. So I did Blood Angels, Ultramarines, Crimson Fists, Salamanders, maybe Dark Angels. I can't remember. But yeah, so I did 5 of those. So I've got all the armor panels done, which is quite a lot of painting actually in reality, because there's 3 coats that go into the undercoat, then there's the contrast, then there's, in fact no, there's like 5 coats that go into the undercoat, staging through from black to white, then a contrast, then there's 3 or 4 coats that go on top in terms of the sponging to get the armor transitions right. So actually there's quite a lot of coats that go into that. More importantly, I got my Imperial Fist version done. I did those 5, and then I was like, I really want to give yellow a try, just because yellow's a bit of a nemesis for me, and I am so pleased with the yellow that came out of that. He's done. He's finished. Posted one on Instagram this week. Really, really pleased with the transitions that I managed to get from there. I put a comparison from when I did him a year ago, and honestly, I feel like a different painter. Like, just seeing those 2 pictures, the year difference has been incredible. So pleased.
So no Imperial Fist Army under the cards yet?
No. I mean, to be honest, it's because of the process. It's not that different from what I do with the other ones. I think the only key difference is the fact that because I'd primed it black, I had to do a full coat of pink. So with the process that I do, you can't leave black, because otherwise the yellow will turn green with it, and it would just look really, really weird. So I had to paint the entire thing pink first, and then rather than doing black, grey, white with the various transitions, is black, pink, white with like a dark pink, pink, white. So no black, pink, pink, white. So that was quite different. So I think if I were to do an Imperial Fist army, I'd have to find a light pink spray and do it that way rather than black. So use a pink primer. Can't be too dark though. So I was thinking about the one, the Rogue Hobbies colour from Colourforge. Can't remember what the pink's called, but it's quite a dark pink.
Okay.
It's quite dark. I was looking at it because like, maybe I could do like a little kill team or something like that, just to test it out, because I quite enjoyed it. Quite enjoyed painting that yellow. But yeah, it's just too dark pink, so I'm gonna have to have a bit of a look around. Or worst case, I can mix up my own. I can put it through the airbrush. Because yeah, that'll be time consuming, having to hand paint everything. It makes it quite streaky as well. Obviously, that's the nice thing about sponging everything, is the fact that you don't have that streakiness of brushing. If you like me and you're not necessarily that good at getting those brush marks out, sponging's taken all that out for me. So if I had a primer that was the right colour, in reality it would be no different to painting any other chapter in terms of time and stuff like that. The contrast, I'm just going to put this out there, that Imperial Fist contrast is beautiful to paint with. I found doing the Blood Angels that it's quite streaky. You can't see it a huge amount because of the way that I sponge back over the top. I kind of sponge out a lot of the visible areas because it's quite thick. If you don't get the mix of the Blood Angel and medium right, it's quite streaky. Imperial Fist Yellow, absolutely stunning. It's an amazing contrast. It went over beautifully. Basically no medium needed whatsoever. It's so nice. Really pleased with that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I was quite surprised, because obviously typically yellow paints are a bit of a pain in the backside. But actually I think this worked in its favour, because it's quite a watery or medium-y paint. And so obviously with a lot of those like yellow layers being quite thin, that works well with a contrast, because you get a much better flow out of it. It means it's more translucent, which is why you need that pink underneath. You need those better pinks. And then with sponging over the top, you don't really care about the translucence of the paint because you're sponging it, and so you're kind of eliminating the amount of liquid that's in the yellow. So you're kind of getting a lot more pigment in it. If that's makes any sense to anybody whatsoever.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, that was what I kind of got done, and I have bought a 3D printer. For the people on Discord know, I've not put it anywhere else at the moment, but I in the Black Friday sales, which apparently Black Friday is now just the month of November.
It's just a whole week in it, or a month.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's more than that. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let's not go down that rabbit hole because you'll get me going. But I did manage to pick up a filament printer, so I managed to pick up a printer on like way over less than half price. It's amazing. So it's a filament printer. So to be honest, I've not picked up a paintbrush because I've just been playing about with that, printing off stuff for the kids.
To be honest, I wouldn't blame you. I'll be doing the same if I had a new tool like that.
Yeah, I'm printing off toys that wriggle. That's all I've been doing, like over and over again, just trying out different wriggly toys because why not? I'm an adult, right?
Yeah. Just a big kid. That's all.
Yeah, but no, like genuinely, it's been a lot of fun. So I did pick it up partly because I want to start. I need to have a bit of a revamp of my hobby cupboard, and obviously one of the good things you can use it for is like printing off customized boxes and storage and stuff like that. That it's one of those weird ones because obviously like Citadel paints come in such different shapes and sizes with contrast and shades and layers and bases and whatever. They're trying to find the right container that can do it without just making a huge mess when you've got to put it all away, because I think I don't have my own hobby space. It's an office space that I used to work, so, and my partner uses it to work sometimes, so it's kind of one of those ones that whatever I get out I need to put away, and I can't have that. You see a lot of those hobby spaces that have those beautiful walls of paint still on there,
all that rack here, and it's like, you bastards.
It's all out in front of them. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, I can't have any of that, and so yeah, it just turns into like massive sink of just paint everywhere. So yeah, I'll probably printing up some custom racking to go in there and to do that. So yeah, that's kind of what I bought it for, partly, and then to have fun and make wobbly toys for the kids as well, because why not?
Absolutely. You'd be the cool parent of the school now, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for
can
sure.
Can your dad make all this stuff?
They're not taking them in. Not a chance. Maybe for like birthday parties, I might do them in like
Christmas presents for kids.
Christmas presents, also a good idea. So yeah, in terms of the next 2 weeks, I want to carry on painting my other chapters. They're at the point where I can start painting trim and accessories and things like that. So they should be turned around pretty quickly. And I'm not. So when I painted the previous chapters up, I did them very much like one at a time. Literally start from a primed model, paint it all the way through to the end. Whereas the 5, I just got out 5 and I painted them all at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more like testing out the scheme or the techniques with like en masse, if that makes sense. So even if they're painting different colours, it's like en masse painting just to see how it goes in time. So yeah, I should hopefully be able to get a lot of their trim done and stuff like that over the next couple of weeks. Plus 3D printing because I've got it now. I'm just going to do loads of that. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's me. No games or anything like that planned. We're getting into winter now. It gets a little bit harder as the kids start to go to parties and there's nativity plays to go to and Christmas fairs and all that stuff comes up,
Yeah. It's never ending. It's like a second job.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's been the 2 weeks. So should we move on to the topic, which is going to be a little bit of a different one this week, I feel.
Yeah, it's just so the topic of the week will be I know it's a bit late, but it's the big reveals at the championship in, was it Las Vegas? Was it Las Vegas
no, it was the Warhammer World, wasn't it?
No, was it Warhammer? I thought it was in America.
Oh no, it's the World Championships. No, you're right. Yeah, it's the World Championships ones, wherever they were.
Yeah. So it's just like general two guys just chatting their views on what was released. There's no wrong or right answer. because there'll probably be some
I'm
things
sure
that.
people in the comments will let us know if we
Oh
get it
no,
wrong.
we just say cancelled again on our post, and we'll just bait people again.
Yeah, Old World cancelled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part 2. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'll kick it off with Warhammer Quest Dark Waters. I've never been a fan of these Warhammer Quest boxes, if I'm honest.
I have never played Warhammer Quest. I've never
Me
picked up
neither.
anything like this.
Because, don't get me wrong, models absolutely stunning in them, like the big main character guys, and I'm not too worried about the chaff stuff, but the big Nurgle guy looks epic and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
but
that's a really cool one.
with the horns and stuff like that, it's very cool. So the characters look really cool, but it's not for me because I just won't have time to sit down to play it. I barely have enough time to sit down and play 40k at home at the moment and stuff like that, so I don't want to waste my money on a £100 box. But I've heard good stuff about the last one, so it must have done really well if they brought out another one. So, but I do like the fluff
quite a cool following, isn't it? Warhammer Quest, like a
yeah,
lot of people have been calling it for
it's
quite,
one of those
quite a long
things,
time.
isn't it? It's like it's hit really well with the board game community and stuff like that. Because I know a few people that do a lot of board games, but it looks really interesting because I'm looking at this picture now. I don't know if you can see it. Is you play it in the book. If it looks like the book's like it's opened up, and the board map is inside the book, which is really weird because I'm quite.
I mean, I guess you could have it as you can probably like scan it or something like that.
Yeah.
You can probably get your own or whatever. But
yeah.
That's
quite a cool idea.
That's the way they've done it.
Keep it compact. But yeah, so I don't know what's your thoughts on it and stuff like that. But
I'm a big board game fan, so I've never picked up Warhammer Quest. I've never even played like any of the branches of that stuff. I've only really ever played like a core Warhammer game, so I've never played like a really small game like this. I really like the look of it. I'm quite a big board game fan. I think if I had more time and availability, I probably would go for it. I really love the models. Ed Mark Valoran, or whatever his name is, I think is an amazing model. So he's the one with like the Knights Templar helm with the wings on it and stuff like that. The human, the Manticore Knight. I like genuinely some of the better models that I think may have come out is through that one. The Gelgus Pust, I think, is the guy you were talking about, the Nurgle guy with the big horns with the big smile. Yeah. Like genuinely right up there as terms of models go. I think they've kind of leaned really heavily on the what's it called? The Age of Sigmar, like small game.
Oh, no, not Spearhead.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Warcry.
Yeah, Warcry. It definitely feels like they've kind of lead on the Warcry side of it, where they've had the freedom to kind of go and do what they want with the models. They've not necessarily designed them to be, this model needs to be this specific. Thing. Like if you look at like the Warhammer side, it's like they've not designed like something that has to be a captain. They've designed it because they want it to be a character in a game, which I think is really good. I think it's given them a lot of freedom to be able to actually make some really, really amazing sort of one-off models that could fall into armies quite easily in terms of like named characters or characters or stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
I could see that the Gelgus Pust guy could be like a Blight King maybe, or a Blight model, because I'm just looking at them now, because you can keep looking at them, you can see, because I never realised there was faces on the sword and stuff like that.
It's cool, isn't it?
Which was quite really cool. But you can look at the model for ages and see new stuff every time.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And I'm just scrolling through. I love the little slug thing with the witch with her cauldron. And you see like the big slug and or the big whatever it is, just disgusting as it is.
There's some weird models in it.
And I like how, as you said, they've got all their free reign and stuff like that. And each of these guys looks unique, but you can still identify them as Nurgle, if that makes sense.
100%.
but they've got their own little flair to it, and I think that's what AOS have always had supreme reign over, regardless if it was any other race. They'll still have their unique taste. Just look at the hero guys, the Order side. You know, you got the Centaur guy, which was quite a cool, unique model. And you got the weird, I don't know, I can't really make him out, like the Rampaging Beast guy. I don't know if he's a dwarf or is he...
I think he is. I think he
looks
is
like a dwarf in the face.
Yeah, the Drolf Ironhead, the Grizzled Explorer.
Yeah,
that one. Yeah, I think he just sit within dwarves. Oh, he's probably. I'm trying to think of the old names for sync, because they sat in like the free. Was it Free Guild, where they could kind of take a little bit of everything. There was quite a lot of dwarves that sat in that originally. I don't know if they still can be. But yeah, maybe not Free Guild. It's like the Free Peoples or something like that. But back from the fantasy days where they had like those generic dwarves, humans, and a few other races, where they pulled all those together for Age of Sigmar. He'd definitely kind of sit within that side. So definitely pure, like definitely Order through and through.
Oh, 100%. And I love the Jade Wizard as well. Such a cool, sleek model. There's not a lot going on, but that pose and stuff like that, I can see him being used in Old Worlds as well, as like a wizard type style for anything really. And you can use that like spirit wolf as a familiar. I don't know if there's a magic item that you can have familiars with. But I think out of them all, I think the coolest background model, is the lady, the Inara Scion, the cleansing blade lady.
Oh yeah.
How her blade is made out of water and stuff like that, of pure magic in her background fluff. Because that's just pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a very nice kit, and I'm sure there'll be lots of people having great fun. I think it'd be one of those games for me, if I can just sit there and watch it happen, really well, and that may get me juices flowing. You go, oh yeah, I really want that box, and just grab it.
I think it's one of those ones, like I say, if I had more time, I was able to play that game specifically, I think I'd definitely pick it up. Like none of those specific models, I don't fall into any of the specific armies that I've got or anything like that. Obviously, Age of Sigmar wise, I've gone down the Iron Jaws, and from an old world point of view, I'm going down Cathay. So they don't fit in. But as one-off models, I think they're absolutely fantastic. I've heard really, really good things about the game. So yeah, I know there's a lot of people really excited by it, and I can kind of see why. I can see why people don't necessarily want to go and buy the box if they don't want to play the game, but at the same time, like I can genuinely see why people are quite excited for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh. Did you want to move on to the next one?
Should we move on to... Yeah, so number 2 was the Maggotkin of Nurgle, which I guess is just a continuation of Nurgle. I'm going to start off by saying the Leech Lord.
Which one's that one?
That model has just got everything. It's a giant leech, which just looks absolutely mind-blowing, incredible. Off the bat, I'll say there's probably one negative that I've got from this, and I'll throw it out there, and I'll just do it early. Is I think the Blight Kings have become a little bit too generic compared to how they were. I think the older version of them, the ones that are kind of already out and in play, I think they've got a lot more character about them. The sculpts are not bad by any means. I actually really, really like the sculpts. It's the fact that they all look a little bit too similar, if that makes sense, from a Nurgle point of view. That what I really love about Nurgle armies and Nurgle units in general is how different the models look, how they've mutated in such different ways and things like that. Whereas if you look at the Blight Kings, they've kind of all got the antlers and things like that, and you're kind of like, okay, I wish there was more there. Put that out of the side. The rest of the models, absolutely, they look incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Just looking at the Leech guy. I wouldn't want to paint him for love or money, because so much going on.
There is so much detail in that model. It's 100% one of those ones where you're going to have to do it as sub-assemblies. There's just... You could try and do it on its own, but I mean, just... Yeah, I mean, come on, like, it's just incredible.
It's definitely one of those things that will be a centerpiece regardless. Right? the AOS is keeping that trend. There's
Yeah.
always that one model that will have the focus of the whole army, and that'll be like the draw, the pinnacle of it. And I
I'm
can
gonna say
see this
now,
guy.
it's a medal winner in the GD after it's been released. Maybe in,
Oh
like,
yeah, there'll be some
you could
people in
see
Golden
aspects
Demon.
of that going into Slayer Sword winner models for sure.
And if we've seen people paint those vials and stuff like that. Just looking at these ones on the Warhammer community site, I wouldn't have the foggiest how to do all that.
They've done
I'll
such a
just
good job,
paint.
haven't they?
I'll just be painting like normal paint line, and that's it. It's like, yeah, it's half filled like that. But
Yeah.
I don't know
I
how
mean,
the hell they get.
kudos to the Warhammer team over there.
Yeah,
They've done an amazing job painting it. It looks stunning. It really
absolutely.
sells the model.
I must say, I'm actually loving the Solven Knights.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
such. I think it's probably the first time in a while since there's been apart from Slanesh, because they had the Demonet ones. No, in the old days they had the Slanesh, whatever, I can't remember, cavalry guys.
I
But it's
remember.
probably
I
the
know you're
first time.
talking about with the stupid tongues and
Yeah. And they had like the old Spartan helmets type.
yeah.
Yeah. But it's probably the first time in a while since they've released new Chaos Knights in a long time. And these scream Nurgle all over. I don't know
That's so
what
like
does.
the horses. The amount of
Oh,
Nurgle
yeah.
like they've put into the horses is fantastic. Like these like bloated, putrid horses.
Yeah, and
yeah.
it's the rotten cloaks, the dismayed cloaks and stuff like that. It's just pure. Whoever's gonna go to like tournaments and have these and they paint up really nicely, they're gonna get in easy. But I can,
100%.
but I don't understand the guy doing the spread arms with the spears and the mace, the putrid blight kings. I don't understand that pose.
This is what I mean. They're a bit of a strange one. I think the models, if you take aspects of the models themselves, like they do look really good. The banner guy looks. I love the banner and the amount of detail that's gone into that. And I do love. It's weird. I do love the look of them, if that makes sense. Like they are really nurgly. They've been well designed. But it's the fact that because they come as a unit, you kind of like put some difference in there, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. It's the one down I've got from it.
Yeah, they've got the same structure pose. It's just a different top sculpt, and that is it.
It's a subtle change. And the problem is the fact that the moment you get any like people that want to kit, I mean, kit bashing those kits is going to be mad because there's so much going on with all of those minis. Like it doesn't matter about whichever ones we've just talked about. Every single one has got so much going on. Even the Blight Kings, because you've got stuff everywhere. They are a bit of a kit basher's nightmare. But the problem is the moment if you can get a kit bash onto it, you're going to really struggle to make them not look like each other. Like
yeah.
Because they're just going to start to form into the same pose. The moment you start to rotate arms around or heads or whatever or legs, it's just going to become the same model repeated, which is a shame because they are. If you took one of those and were like, "Oh, this is a character," and it was just a one-off model, you'd be like, "That's really cool. That's a really really well designed model." Especially for me, the banner by this is a standout. So if that came out as like a Nurgle ancient or champion or whatever, you'd be like, that's really cool. That's such like a cool, unique model. So yeah, that's my. It's one of those weird ones. I'm disappointed because they look the same, but at the same time, I think the sculpts are nice. They are really really nice models. So it's
100%.
Yeah, I can't complain because they're still nice, but.
So the next unit will be Rot Swords.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking through them. I'm sort of noticing a trend now with these horns. There's horns on everything.
Antlers on everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and it sort of gives me like a nostalgia nod maybe to like Beastman maybe. Maybe
Yeah,
I don't know. I probably maybe looking into it too much, but
they're quite a nerdy thing, aren't they? So it kind of makes sense.
But I don't know if they're class. What are these classes like? Chaos Warriors, maybe.
Possibly.
Because I get that
Yeah.
vibe from them because of like, well, they've got a mixture of armors. Really, you got like some are like old school chaos stuff, and I think it's like different remnants of that stuff. But I think they actually look quite cool as a basic infantry unit. It'd be cool to see
Yeah.
their rules and stuff like that, see what they bring to the table. But it's definitely one of the cool battle line units. I hope they are on the
Yeah.
table at the moment.
Hopefully they are, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what's your thoughts. I love the banner though; it's lovely.
Oh, those banners, they've done an absolutely stunning job. Assuming that they're battle line, which they could be, because they're kind of described as like wannabe Blight Kings.
Yeah,
So it's almost like the aspiring Blight Kings. I really like them. I think there's a lot of uniqueness to them. I can't. I'm gonna run out of words for the Nurgle stuff. Like, this is the weird one. I'm not gonna buy any of this. I'm not a Nurgle player.
nah, me neither.
But I love Nurgle sculpts. I think they're some of the best across all of them. 40k, AOS, old world, fantasy, whatever you want, and now this new stuff coming out. Some of the Warcry models, absolutely stunning. And I just feel like this is a continuation of that. They just, for some reason, for me, they just do Nurgle so well.
Yeah, they're definitely the favourite
Yeah.
child, I'll say. Underneath,
I think
Marines,
they've just got
obviously.
some really cracking sculpt. I think there's a lot of freedom to do what they want with it. So even when you look along the 40k side, there's a lot. I feel like there's a lot more freedom around Nurgle because you can kind of it's about mutation, right?
Yeah,
There's a lot of
absolutely.
mutation. There's a lot of growths. There's a lot of like gruesomeness there, and I think it just even in the strictness of 40k, they've got a lot of freedom to kind of add things on or do things different and stuff like that. And I think it just gives. I'd love to speak to the sculptors. Maybe at some point we'll get one of the sculptors on if we can and talk through
that'd be epic.
how it must give them a lot of creative flow, a lot of creative all those juices go in, with Nurgle because they're just across the board. They've just done a cracking job of it. Even like the Pestigors, which are my least favourite out of what we're talking about. But that's probably because it's like a beastie gore type thing. I'd prefer the old goat things. They've just Nurglified them.
Do you feel like this is just to keep the minor lot of people happy? Because I knew Beastmen were a craze back in the day, like when they had their own army out and stuff like that in Destruction.
Yeah, possibly it was that. I feel like they're trying to reduce the amount of reusability between different armies. And so if you look at like the Beast Gores or even like some of the more generic Chaos Warriors and stuff like that, I feel like you could do stuff, or you could share them between the different gods and things like that. I feel when you look towards like Plague Bearers and things like that, and the Plague Zombies or whatever they're called in 40k, it feels like all of a sudden it's like, oh, Nurgle, you can't use cultists because they're not Nurgle. You've got your Plague Bearers or whatever instead. It feels like here it's kind of the same thing. It's like, well, you can't use Beastigores. You've got your Pestigores. And so it's keeping that aspect of chaos in there, which maybe that is to feed into people who like Beastigores and the Goat Men and things like that. I'm not against that whatsoever, but make it so it's the Nurgle specific thing. Like I say, less of a reuse between armies type thing.
Absolutely, I agree. Right. Shall we move on to? It's probably the quickest one, but is the animation stuff. And I'm super excited for this stuff to come out. The Sisters of Battle look just extortionate, like epic. It's just insane.
Yeah.
Just hope they release rather than tease us with all these new shows coming out and stuff like that. Just release them already, because for me personally, I haven't bought Warhammer TV for a while now, because there's not enough content on there and stuff like that. If they had like a steady stream of like 3 series of like, say there's Sisters of Battle, the Eldar looks really cool, where they pilot Wraith Knights, And the one I'm looking forward to is the Imperial Navy, where you just see like
Yep.
thunderbolts getting blown up by orcs and stuff like that. I
Yeah,
think
it's
out
super
of all
cool,
that,
isn't it?
that's going to look really crisp. But it's all right teasing it, but I don't want to wait years for it to be released, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's taken this long to get where we are now, and we haven't had that many series out. We have about 3 episodes in each series, and it just stops. And I really hope they do pick this up and run with it, or they're probably putting all their time and effort into the Henry Cavill stuff. I'm not really sure.
This is the thing. So I've never picked up or never really done Warhammer TV or Warhammer Plus or wherever it's on. I've always heard really, really good things. The stuff always looks fantastic to me. What I'd really like to see is the analytics from Secret Level, because I'm sure that got mad analytics, way more than Warhammer TV, because everyone in their dog's got Warhammer Amazon Prime, so they would have watched it. Warhammer TV, I've not watched any of it. Stick it on something like Amazon Prime and get a proper series going. Like, it's the right quality. Secret Level was the right quality. Do proper episodes and actually do it properly. Like, they've obviously got the right people. Like, it looks absolutely incredible. It looks as good as anything that I've really seen on Prime and stuff like that. It genuinely is. Tell us a story. Like, put it out there into the proper world, and don't just stick it behind the paywall of Warhammer TV.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Oh, that was a quick one.
Yeah.
So Warhammer Heresy. I wouldn't know where to start with this because I don't do it.
Terminators.
I'll let you do this ones.
Terminators. Yes, Cataphractii Terminator armor is one of the best patterns of Terminator armor out there. I absolutely love it. I love the look of it. It's proper old school. It just makes me, like, as a Dark Angels Deathwing lover, I love it. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I don't play Heresy. And immediately, I think my first question that I asked on the Discord was, how do you think they size up compared to Primaris Terminators? Because I would love to get some of those Cataphractii and put them in as a stand-in for the Terminators in 40k. I'm surprised that they've come out with new Cataphractii so close to the whatever it was called,
the new starter box.
Yeah, with the big round ones.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I don't mind those Terminators. Actually, when I first looked at them, I hated them, and over time, as I've seen people paint them better and better, I've loved them more. But they brought out Cataphractii armor, and it's just, yeah, the Deathwing in me is just like, mwah, mwah. And I know I follow a few people from the Heresy side. People absolutely adore breaches. I think for a lot of people, it's just like it's going back to the old school Space Hulk type stuff. Obviously, you get breaches where you're doing ship combat and stuff like that, where you want those breaches to bust through and to really take on any pain.
Through.
Yeah. So people have got a lot of time and a lot of love for breaches. So I think it's about time that they got that love, and they have. They're Space Marines, so how much can we really talk about how different they are and stuff like that? They are kind of copy and paste, but they're Space Marines, and the Heresy era Space Marines, so arguably even more copy and paste than these days. There's hundreds of thousands of Space Marines in the 30k universe. But yeah, I love them. I love them. Absolutely fantastic models. To the point where I looked at it and went, do I get into Heresy? Like, it's that Siege Assault battle group with the what pattern of Dreadnought is it?
Is it the Siege, almost like a Siege type Dreadnought type of thing with the drill?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what pattern it is though. I'm gonna be Leviathan. So it's like a Siege Leviathan. So it's got the big siege drill and stuff like that. I think that's one of the Cataphractii Dreadnought is one of my favourite patterns. I love the lore behind them, and I love how they look. I just wish they'd bring them into 40k. I don't think they ever will, because it creates that model to model 30k to 40k, and so you'll be able to start using them between where you start to look at 30k, you look at 40k. Can't take cataphractii armor in 40k anymore. You used to be able to in your relic terminator units, things like that. That's just not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
You can take them, but they're not a specific thing. So they're obviously trying to break the link between 30k and 40k.
Yeah.
Which is a real shame because I love all the sculpts that have sat in that new box. I think they're absolutely fantastic. They've done a cracking job with it.
I don't have no views on it, so I don't really know.
It's one of those weird ones. It's a game system that I don't play. I don't necessarily have that much interest in it. I've heard it's like Heresy is supposed to be one of the better games that GW do. So it is supposed to be genuinely a really, really good game. The rules are supposed to work really well, but for some reason maybe I do know because it's just Space Marines. Really, there's very little other things. I've never found that drive to want to go and play it. It's just Space Marines versus Space Marines over and over and over again, and I want more variety. That's why I prefer 40k. But weirdly, as someone who doesn't play Heresy, doesn't own any 30k models, that was maybe one of my favourite releases from the whole thing. One of my favourite announcements. It's definitely up there. It's just, it's Terminator armor. I love it. I think it looks fantastic.
So I think you've got the ugly child now of Heresy. It's the Skitarii with the little baby go-go gadget legs.
Yeah.
What were they thinking of these models? Jesus Christ, they're awful. Sorry. People out doing Mechanicum, I'm really sorry if I hurt your feelings, but these are awful.
I don't like Heresy Mechanicum, how they look, and Toby Torhammer is going to hate me for saying that, because he's got quite a lot of them. Some of them look fantastic, some of the vehicles look really fantastic. I agree with you. Their legs look stupid, the heads look stupid, the guns look stupid. The little flying thing, Voltarax, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I don't know what that's trying to be. That reminds me of something like the Matrix. Or something
it's the Nurgle...
Plague Drone. That's it.
Plague Drone. That's it. That's what it is. It's the Plague Drone, but they've made it into Mechanicus. That's... There you go.
Oh.
There's my take on it. It's just a reuse.
Quick session. Oh, no.
Yeah, compared to it was the fact that it was like those and then the Terminators, and I was just like, what? Why did you bother with the Mechanicus? I love Mechanicus. I love the idea of the Mechanicus, but that was a miss for me. Sorry, Mechanicum players.
It's probably another system that I'll never play is the Legion Imperialis.
Yeah. Weirdly,
don't get me wrong.
I want to paint them. I want to buy and paint them.
Absolutely. And so I like the super heavies more because I feel like you can do a lot more with them. But I think out of all the systems, I think Legion Imperialis, anyway, it's probably the most easiest ones to get into because you can just buy these boxes that have enough models to do a formation. I believe it is in Imperialis.
Yeah, I think it's the way it's designed. Yeah,
and you can buy a couple of these and you're done. And so I've seen awesome people at Warhammer World that play it really cool. I always watch it, but I wouldn't have the foggiest what's going on. I
just see it as another way to pay Terminators, mate. Honestly, looking at that box, there's like I don't even know how many. 12 of the standard Saturnine Terminators, and then some of like the
you've got the command squad. Looks like
they're like the command ones. Yeah, so there's like
and you've got like 8 dreadnoughts
36.
things.
Yeah, 8 dreadnoughts, a load of the vehicles, some flyers. I mean, come on, like, how often do you get to play flyers in any of the 40k games? They just don't happen. And yet here they are, you can take 2 of them, and like, the 8 rhinos. Sure, let's just take rhinos? 8 rhinos.
They look like Vindicators to me.
Oh, they're Vindicators. Oh, yeah, they are 8 Vindicators. Like,
even better.
Right, come on! Like this is the thing. This was another one where I kind of I looked at the box set, like as the individual units. I was like, oh yeah, they're pretty cool. And then I looked at the box set and I went, oh my god, there's so many models, and
Yeah.
they just they look. I'm doing. They partly look like a massive pain in the arse to paint because they are so small. But if you found like quite an easy rinse and repeat paint job,
Yeah.
it'd be a dream to get through these. Can you imagine? Like you just
Oh
absolutely
yeah.
smash through them.
You can literally go nuts, and
Yeah,
you can have stuff, say like from Forge World stuff that you wouldn't be able to afford in real life, but you'll be able to get it in
exactly.
almost now in Legion Imperialis. I think you can pretty much get any super heavy now.
You can get two. That box
In
set has two mastodons in. Two
oh
mastodons.
yeah, and there's two of those Storm Raven Raptor gunship
Yeah,
things
two fire
that they don't even
raptors.
do anymore.
8 Vindicator siege tanks. 8 of the like
The
spider
turret things.
turret things. 12 Terminator squads. 4 command squads. 8 dreadnoughts. Like, yeah,
It is very
that was
cool.
got me. That's the thing. That's what got me excited about it. Again, it's something I never played. I've never really had an interest in playing. But when I saw that box, I was just like, that's like a really cool themed
Mm.
army that they've managed to put together. I love the idea of it. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and probably one of my favourite ever models. And I can't remember who painted it. I'm gonna have to look it up. But somebody
Mm.
painted a Space Marine taking one of the tanks for a walk, like built like a little leash for it and was like literally
Yeah.
taking the tank for a walk. And it's
Oh,
one of
that's
my favorite
brilliant.
to date. It's one of my favorite models I think I've ever seen painted on Instagram. It's so funny, so well done. Um, yeah, Imperialis. I don't think we're ever going to play it, but at the same time, I
Mm.
love it. I think they're really fun, really cool little game.
All right, it's the Horus Heresy novels now. What's your? I feel like really they're beating a dead horse now
Yeah,
with this saga stuff.
as we're recording, what's just gone past is the release of the first book of the Scouring, right, for pre-release. I, no offense, GW, I couldn't care less about you rebadging the first 12 novels. I don't care. They're really good books. We finished with the first 12. There's like hundreds more you could republish and stuff like that people have never got their hands on. Most people have got pick any one of those books. Most people have got a version of it, be it an audiobook or a real book.
Mm-hmm.
Put it to bed. What they should have done was release the first book of the Scouring. That's what they should have talked about in that reveal. Everyone was wondering at the end of Heresy, which you've not read, so I'm gonna maybe
Don't
throw out a
worry,
little spoiler.
it's fine.
At the end of Heresy, obviously everyone knew what was coming next. They knew what happened, but that felt like a big moment. The end of Heresy felt like a massive moment where everyone was kind of like, "Cool, that's kind of the end of when we know what really happened." Even though we didn't know, obviously, perfectly, but we knew what the ending was going to be. When you go into the Scouring, again, even though you kind of know what's going to happen in terms of what happens in 40k, how the Scouring goes ahead and a lot of the stories and a lot of the myths that happen within the Scouring, just they're not really talked about anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
At least not that I'm aware of. Somebody might be able to tell me wrong. I can't wait to get into the Scouring. I think that's going to be amazing. See how Rogel Dawn and the Primarchs cope with it. Because that's the thing, like most of the Primarchs are still alive at this point. How Rabute goes about writing the Codex Astartes, how he manages to pull around people like Rogel Dawn and Vulcan and people like that who were like Rogel Dawn was super anti Codex Astartes, but he sort of realised quite quickly the fact that by rejecting the Codex Astartes and going against it en masse, all it was going to do was start another war, and so you had to have a real sort of think about that. And so, I
Yeah.
can't wait to hear more about those stories and about understanding how they kept the Imperium going, and then where do all the Primarchs go? Like, what happens to them all? Because they all
Mm.
kind of just disappear. Yeah. So, for me, don't care about the rebadging of the old stuff. Fine, cool. Some people like it. For me, let's talk about new stuff. Don't know what your
Yeah.
thoughts on it were.
It's,
As someone that
yeah.
doesn't read Heresy,
I think it was one of the most I think it's probably disappointing bits of the release. I was like, you could have done something else. You could have like hinted like the next like progress storyline of something else, for example. Or yeah,
Compared to literally anything else they put out, it was just like it's the same stuff that we already know about.
Yeah, and in my honest opinion, I think it is a cash grab for GW, for people that weren't lucky enough who are just getting to the Horus Heresy series now. Because if you go into a store now, you go, oh, I want Horus Rising. They go, well, we haven't got it anymore. It's been discontinued. But now they've rebrought all this out, so they can get that okay, it's a new fancy cover of what it is, and that's what it is. But yeah, so that's my just 2 cents. You know.
Yeah, so. we definitely agree on that one. Let's get on to something more interesting, Dave. Let's talk about Cafe.
Oh, so
Old World's dead, right?
Oh yeah, it's just 2.0, yeah.
Yeah, Old World's dead. Long live the king.
So if you didn't listen to where we pretty much bait the community that Old World got cancelled and stuff like that, and we did say in that episode where Cafe should have had more models. Funny enough, GW answered the call, and we got more models.
I did not expect this.
Stupid. And how they done it, they could have just done it when they released the new Cafe stuff, but we know what GW's like. But holy shit. It's
so good.
Some of the sculpts are insane. So I don't know where to freaking start. You know,
honestly, where do you start with it? The fact that they've got new foot troops who are like supposed to be like peasants, but they look absolutely fantastic with all their different spears, things like that. You've got a new guy on horse, which it's so cool. They've got ranged weapons.
Yeah, I prefer the I think it's the Celestial Dragon.
Yeah,
I think is that Celestial?
It's a wizard, isn't it? Effectively,
I'm just
thinking of a different one.
Just trying to fuck out his name. We noticed that the Astromancer. Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
the guy that's holding the sword out and he's doing that with his 2 fingers.
Yeah.
That's such a cool pose. And I feel like the design team that had this project had a whale of a time. And they've done it justice to the lore.
Yeah.
And stuff like that with the iconic. Going from that to the Crane gun team, it's almost like a little nod to the Giselles, and the guys look insane. Even the guy behind the shield where he's got the sword ready, just in case to stand up. Oh, you can just like look at these models for ages. And I'm assuming this would be a combo kit between the Iron Hell guns, maybe.
Maybe I know the box set. I think is going to have sets of both.
Yeah.
They do look slightly different in terms of the stances and things like that. So they might not be. They might be their own standalone one. But either way, the big thing that Cathay were missing, lots of magic, which obviously they brought out the Astromancers, so obviously they're going to be the wizard equivalent. And 2 different range units that both look.
Well, 3.
They fit the theme. With the bows. Yeah, I forgot about those as well. The
and I think with bows. Out of all the units, out of the Cafe stuff, I'm a bit of a sucker for peasants. I just love the peasant levies because they got so much character. Even you got the old guy with the spears. He's like you can easily envision him like leading the guys, like the proper military guy in that unit only, and everything else is just they're probably bricking themselves. And just look at that bloody banner, man. That banner looks epic.
So cool, isn't it? Yeah.
Like almost one of those like
I think
Chinese
Imperial Guard.
coins.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I think Imperial Guard players lost their mind when they saw this, because I know that there's quite a lot of people waiting to get more Cathay out to be able to make a Cathay-inspired Imperial Guard, and like this gives you opportunity with so many different sculpts, with so many different like heads and bodies and stuff like that. Like you're going to be able to stick guns on them, and you can turn them into Imperial Guard super easy, super easy, and they can be guardsmen.
And yeah, I think they nailed it with the intro video as well, the voiceover of that lady as well. It just sucked you in so nicely, and it is part of the Warhammer Total War 3, the Great Bastion, and and looking at the artwork there, it's just so good, and I think these are going to sell really well, and I feel
Yeah,
like it
100%.
sort of completes the army now. Not
Mm.
100% because there's still other units that you can still add in future, but I feel like this army now is actually playable, if that makes sense.
It'll be a really well-rounded force. Yeah.
Because you've got heavy infantry, or not heavy infantry, but the trained troops, you've got peasants now,
Hmm.
you've got the cavalry, you've got the levy, you had the war machines already with the extra 2 units of shooter units. Perfect. I can't fault this. As you probably can tell my excitement in this, talking about this one, I think it's probably the best reveal of the weekend, and it
Yeah.
was unexpected, and
Oh,
I
100.
think no one
I did
expected it.
not expect them to go Cathay, like, at all. I thought with the release that they'd done, it would probably be a little while before we got the next set of Cathay. That was
Mm-hmm.
unexpected. That's what threw me off massively. Like, obviously, don't get me wrong. Like, it when they did the little trailers for it, it was obvious it was going to be Cathay. They had the big Cathay sign and stuff like that. Like, it
Yeah.
was obvious they were going to do Cathay. But before that, when they said, well, when we knew they were going to be doing reveals, this was never something that was up there for me. I never thought that from an old war point of view, this would be it. I thought there'd be other options out there when you get like the Chaos Dwarves and things like that have gone into
Yeah, yeah.
AOS. I thought they were going to start to pull those through, and yeah, there was so many other options they could have gone with Old World. And as someone who's picked up a few Cathay units, I am very pleased that the future of them
Yeah.
is there. Like, it is a viable army going forward.
It feels like they've definitely cemented them into the old worlds now, rather
Hmm.
than just a little whim, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
But no, I definitely know Kieran will be very happy with his cafe army that he did really well at the
Yeah.
tournament. And this is just going to get his juices flowing with more peasants and stuff to build and do awesome conversions with.
He might have the best Cathay army out there. I think there's a really high chance of him
It's just
having
his blue,
the
man.
best
It's
Cathay
just
army.
so
Yeah.
the blue's lovely. But no, I think we can't talk enough about the Great Bastion, but we have to move on,
Fantastic.
unfortunately.
Fantastic.
Necromunda. This is. I don't know, really. I'm a bit. As I've just started Necromunda, I don't know much about it, but model wise, it looks cool. It looks like a. What's that guy from 300? Who...
Oh yeah, the Persian King.
Yeah, yeah. It gives me that sort
Yeah.
of vibe of like, and that's about it. But yeah, maybe it just doesn't
I thought you'd be more
grab
into
me.
this, given the fact that they released more dwarves as part of this as well, right? More squats.
Really?
Let's call them
Did I miss
squats.
that bit?
Yeah. So there's the Ironhead squat
Oh yeah.
charter masters and drill masters. So
Oh yeah.
they've released some new Chaos
I like the dwarf
dwarves.
part.
It's the little suits. It's something that's like been crying out for quite a while. They're almost like Terminate. They're not Terminate. Maybe that's why I like them, is because they are potentially a little bit Terminator-esque. But yeah, they've got these like little drilling suits and things like that with these little drilling robots. I think they're really cool.
Yeah.
I love that Prince model. It
I think
could
it'd be a
be up
nice
there.
little paint job.
Yeah.
If
I
I'm
hate
honest, I
I
prefer.
hate the unmasked version. The unmasked version just looks. Well, I don't know why they went that weird with it.
They could have done something. If he's looked like he could have like just removed his mask in his other hand, so you had like two hand options, and do it like that, and you could have like the hand up with the mask on, or have another hand with the mask inside it.
You
Whilst
could
he just
probably do
pulled it
that
off.
though. I reckon you
Yeah,
could do
yeah.
that. You could kitbash that
I
quite
think that'll
easily.
make it more sense because it looks really weird when he's got no mask and his face and he's got his hand open. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, I think like
But
the unmasked without the body armor looks a bit weird. I'd be interested to see how big he is.
but I feel like
Yeah,
you could like cool. You could use him as like a cool necro lord or something, potentially as a conversion.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so it's one of those ones, isn't it? Where it's got that potential to be an awesome paint job and stick it in your cabinet and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Just go to the probably the quickest one. The new champions. So you've got the three. So you've got the Votan. What is he supposed to? He's like a berserker lord or whatever he is.
I believe he's like a Berserker champion type style character.
Yeah,
Beric Stonebrow or Stormbrow.
really cool model. I like it.
I actually quite like it. It'd be a nice like palette cleanser maybe, but it's hard to picture these champions. It's a new thing apparently. Um, the one that did get my juices flowing was a Tau one, which was quite interesting because of like the whole retro spec of the new suits is insane. It's like even the drones have changed. Like
Yeah,
where
what I don't really get. So Sunseer and Scatterflare. So they've adopted a deadly close range style of combat, which is obviously so they're supposed to be the Commander Farsight replacements in the Tau Empire, right? So Farsight left, and the twins were supposed to effectively come into his place. It's the fact that like they don't have a sword or like a close combat weapon. They've just got guns.
it's like because in the fluff side, in the storybooks, in the Farsight trilogy, you see suits use the fusion beams as close combat weapons, as like swords and stuff like that. So, because back in the day before they got rid of it, I think there was a weapon upgrade that you can have. Like you can, if you've got a fusion weapon, you can use it in combat, have like a fusion ability. Maybe that's what the new rules could do, but from looking at the fusion, because that looks like a completely different style of fusion gun to a normal battle.
It is quite
fusion.
different, yeah.
But I want to know what this other thing his other hand is. It looks like a pistol type thing.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe it's just because I'm not that into Tau. I just kind of look at them and go, they're not different enough, if that makes sense. Like when you look at like Shadow Sun or Farsight or stuff like that, they're like really unique models, and I feel like the twins have come in and they're not unique enough for me. Maybe.
Oh yeah. So I think if they would have come in and have I don't know if you played a game called StarCraft where they had like fusion swords coming out, like 2 fusion swords and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're pure combat only. Totally left wing for Tau. I think that will spark a lot of interest.
100%. I'll be way more into that.
But I feel like they're quite against it because that's not the Tau way, if that makes sense. Which is understandable, which they're trying to stick to the fluff. But unfortunately, what the fuck's this Tyranid Prime, man? It's like, seriously. He's like the ugly child of the bunch. Yeah.
This is like, it's not, I don't think it's a bad model, but to put it up against the other ones that just been talked about, you kind of like, well, it's just a weapon option for a kit that kind of already, don't realize it's a head change as well. Yeah, well, it's a Tyranid Prime. It's a Tyranid Prime model, so you just add a whip into the Prime model kit. Okay. Maybe Tyranid players get a lot more from it. Compared to what would have been discussed from Tau and a Votan point of view, I think that was the worst out of the champions.
But it'd be nice to get a bit more insight what it means with these champions now. This is a totally left wing of what they brought in. I didn't see it coming. Is this where they're potentially expanding the storyline? So potentially it could be Votan, Tau, Nids.
I don't think it is. I think they've just they've used it as a chance to bring out a few new character models, and they've just badged them as champions. I don't think there's going to be anything new there. I think the big story is probably, in terms of the big step forward in the storyline in 40k, is probably what we're going to talk about next, which is the 500 worlds.
That's going to be juicy.
What were we saying about Titus? The fact that he needs to be made captain again, and sure enough, here he is. Captain Titus is back.
Back around again.
Yeah, he's come back around. Don't get me wrong, like the backlash that's come from some of this is pretty insane. So obviously everyone got super excited about the fact that Titus was coming back and being a captain, and everyone was like, yeah, hold on, there's already a captain of the second company, like what's going on there? And then there was theories about what was going to happen with, is it Alinor, who's the first company captain? I'm not much of an Ultramarines fan,
No.
so
This is where we
everyone's
need
like, oh,
Stipio on.
need Stibio back, yeah. Were they going to kill off the first company captain, or were they going to promote him, or like what was going to? It was something going to happen to Calgar, and yada yada yada. And it just came out basically that the current captain of the second company died. Spoilers. It was Warhammer community thing. It's not like it's come out as part of a story or anything like that. It's a cool story.
Yeah.
Fighting Gene Stealers. But he's
And
dead.
he sealed a hive world, didn't he, with the second company in it? That's quite cool.
with some of the other characters that were in Space Marine 2 and then in Secret Level, there's a few characters in there that's got the community a bit upset, because it's that thing of where they formed a bond through Space Marine 2 with these characters, and then they've killed them off without it being part of a video game or part of a novel or something like that. They've kind of just gone, oh no, by the way, they're dead. And you're just like, can you say that in a community post? Is that okay? Or should we be talking more about this?
But going to start with the video, the trailer, holy shit. It's like,
That's what I mean.
it gives me goosebumps.
Just put all of these things together and just put them on Prime as a series. Stop. Like, you've obviously got the right people who can make this stuff and make it really good. Stop it. Put it on Amazon Prime as a proper thing that we can watch properly. Please give us a 40k thing. It's
definitely giving me the vibes that 11th edition is literally just around the corner now.
100%.
Vibes.
This 500 Worlds thing is 100% the start for 11th edition coming through.
And so I was quite surprised when I watched it that the old guy who he dragged out in Secret Level, spoiler, of the nuclear targeting bomb thing, that shrine, I thought he died in that, because you didn't see, obviously if you don't see a body, he's not dead. So and I was quite surprised to see him in there in the trailer thing, which was quite a cool nod to him. Because, and with the cool banner guy, which was the annoying guy in Space Marine 2, which you just want to punch him in the face, goes, oh, this is out of Codex Orthodox. This is not allowed. Titus is like, come on, kid, stick up, keep up with me, learn and adapt.
So they gave him a banner.
Yeah. You're that special, hold a pole.
You hold this, stay at the back. I mean, let's just say the Titus model. So much flavour. We were talking about this obviously in the Stibio. If you've not listened to the Stibio one, we talk all about Ultramarines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is like Ultramarine flavour through and through. It's such a great model.
It's very like
I'm not
Julius
converting
Caesar,
that away from it. 100%, yeah.
Phil, 100%. I hope you get a head option as well. That'd be quite nice. Because you see him get the helmet. Head. Yeah. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah. I'd be surprised if they didn't. They do tend to with a lot of these characters. I mean, you look at Lysander. He came out with a helmet and a head option, right? So it feels like they are going more towards that. But yeah, so he's absolutely incredible. Love that Titus model. Love the Space Marine models. More importantly, the auxiliaries. Could this be a nod towards like Ultramarine specific auxiliaries for Imperial Guard?
I reckon it is. Cause
I hope so.
It's got they've got the icons of Ultramarines all over them and stuff like that. Apart from, including the Psyker as well, because you can see on this crown thing on the eagle. But there's so much detail going on, because even for guard players now, they can just fire off these symbols and use them as, I think they can still have advisories. So you can have like Master of the Watch, not Master of the Watch, Master of Ordnance and the Psyker guy or whatever. But the holographic table or the projector thing, that's quite cool, where it looks like a hive city, I believe.
Yeah.
Like with the shield up. It's got to be an awesome. I feel like it's going to be more of a pleasure to paint than anything else. Even if you don't do Ultramarines, you can still paint these guys up really nicely. But it does get your the hobby juices for the fluff going.
The
Because this is
auxiliary,
totally new.
yeah, the Ultramar Defense Auxiliary. It's so they talk a little bit about it in like some of the heresy stuff when they do the breakout, the Secundus Imperium Secundus, when Gilliam and the Lion and Singunius kind of go off and make their own when they think the Emperor's dead, and yada yada yada. You get a little bit about like how the auxilia function and what they look like and stuff like that. And honestly, like, I think loads of people love the idea of having like a guard army that's like auxilia, like Ultramarines auxilia, so that they aren't they aren't part of the Imperial Guard. They're part of the 500 Worlds that sit under the Ultramar Empire, but they are like a guard unit in effect. I think the theming of that would be absolutely incredible. I think they'd look amazing. I'd love them. To the point where I'm like, that could be legitimately a way into like a small guard force, which is dangerous for me to say given my thoughts on guard in the past.
So with the 500 Worlds getting released, this Necron model, man, Jesus Christ, absolutely stunning.
It is, yeah. It's been a long time coming. The need for a proper destroyer lord, and jeez, did they blow this one out? Like, it's absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning.
If you haven't guessed, it looks like these guys are the bad guys against the 500 Worlds storyline, I reckon. I feel like it's going to come to a climax very soon, because I feel like that's how it all started, didn't it? With the was it Dominion? Not Dominion.
8th edition, yeah. 8th edition was Space Marines versus the Necrons, yeah. Back in the day.
had what 8 years brewing, and hopefully it's going to climax to Ultramarines taking back the 500 Worlds eventually, and that will lead quite nicely into the 11th edition. See what happens. You know, does Gilliman take his sector of Ultramar and like put a strong foothold for the Imperium? But who knows? But I think you can't speak without speaking about not the old, but the brand new Nightbringer now, can we?
Yeah, I mean, obviously this was revealed quite a while ago now, wasn't it? As part of the what was it part of? Was it?
It was part of the kill team type thing.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah, but obviously, like, what a sculpt!
Whoa, what an upgrade!
Yeah, I mean, how old was
the
the
only
old
model now they need to do is is it Catan? No, the Deceiver.
Oh yeah,
where he's doing like the finger type pose.
Yeah,
and that'll be it. Then you've got all the new Catan shards. You've got the Void Dragon, you've got the Nightbringer, and you've got the Deceiver. Oh,
yeah,
this is what they can do with the Nightbringer. Damn,
it's stunning, isn't it? It's a really incredible model. It makes me very envious of Necron players out there to have the Void Dragon and to have the Nightbringer, because I assume that they're going to size up the Nightbringer to be of a very similar size. Yeah. So you get a Destroyer model, a new Destroyer Lord, which is really, really cool, because the Destroyer Court is absolutely incredible in Necron lore, backed up by the Nightbringer. Like, it's just pure chaos from a Necron point of view. Obviously, there's the whole thing about how regimented Necrons are. You bring out the Nightbringer, you bring out the Destroyer Court, and that just goes to hell. Like, all chaos breaks loose.
Absolutely. So then it comes to the books. I may potentially buy this just for the fluff.
There'll be a lot of fluff in there, a hell of a lot of fluff in there, based off the history of how they've released these books.
I don't know if they're going to be releasing a novel separately for it, because I'm sure they probably would do, because it'd be quite a big
historically
thing.
They haven't. If you look at the I don't know, like the Lion book that they brought out when the Lion came out, there was no novel that went with that, because obviously you had the Son of the Forest, and there was a lot of lore that came out of that. That was the Lion coming out, and then as they went through Pariah Nexus, I think it was that the Lion book came out. There was a lot of fluff in that book about the Lion, about how he went to fight Angron, about how he met back up with the Dark Angels and stuff like that. That's the only place that's ever been. There's not been like, obviously there's not been another Lion novel or anything like that. So they have done these quite big important nuggets of, I mean, important to me because it's Dark Angels, that was, but some of this stuff from an Ultramarine player point of view, they may not ever bring out a book about Titus being promoted back to captain and the story that goes with the 500 Worlds. It could be. I'm not saying it is. It could be completely contained within these books.
It'd be quite cool either way. I think it'd be quite popular because I feel like it will move the storyline a bit more forward than it is. Some people may play it for the missions inside them and stuff like that. But majority of people probably just buy it just for the fluff, and I'm sure we're not wrong on that. But no, I think that's about it, isn't it?
Yeah, that was the last one. That was the big massive reveal. Titus becoming captain, and yeah, that was the big one. Which, yeah. So what do you think was your favourite out of all the reveals?
I think all the reveals, probably number one for me is cafe stuff. Even though I don't do Old Worlds, I feel like they've done it justice. And potentially, if they did it right, maybe the animation stuff, if they've done it right. Okay. And probably third would be the Titus, which I'm not surprised, to be honest, in how it ended in secret level, because he goes off charging and stuff like that. And if you've seen Space Marine 2, Margus Calgar and Girly Man had big things for Titus anyway, so you sort of knew where he was going and stuff like that. Those are my top three. What about you, Ben?
Cathay definitely up there. Obviously, I have some Cathay models looking to expand that, so yeah, that's definitely up there for me. The Titus stuff, the 500 Worlds across both Ultramarines and Necrons, the Space Marines and Necrons. I think there's some amazing models coming out there. Really love them. The third one's a little bit more difficult because I really love the Cataphractory armor from a heresy point of view. I don't think there's any like super special model that was in that set, and so potentially the Nurgle stuff just slightly overtakes it. Okay. Not going to collect it at all, but the Nurgle models are just absolutely stunning, man. Obviously, we waxed lyrical about it for quite a while, but yeah, those Nurgle models, they were definitely some of the best models from the reveal as standalone models. So yeah, probably Cathay, the 500 Worlds, and then Nurgle. Yeah, let's go Nurgle for me with a top three. Yeah. It's a weird, like I say, as a non-Nurgle player, like in theory it shouldn't have got me there, but there's the pure skill that was shown in those sculpts, the leech thing, and yeah, just absolutely incredible. Blew me away.
That's, as you said, is like if you're a Nurgle player, you're never disappointed with your releases at all. No. They always seem to blow it out of the park. So you have no fear when your army gets redone, and it's like, that's alright, see you later.
Yeah.
It's like,
yep.
Pretty much. But no, that's interesting, that's cool. I was like,
yeah.
So that's it.
So that's it for that one, yeah. So next time will be me and Dave again. So we're going to do a slightly different spin, and it's probably more of sort of our opinions on things. We're going to be talking Dad Hammer. We're going to be talking about sort of experiences that we've had.
Mum Hammer, if you're...
Or Mum Hammer. Parent Hammer. It'll be Dad Hammer for us.
That's it, Parent Hammer.
Parent Hammer. We'll be talking through sort of our experiences of how the hobby changed as we became parents. Because obviously Dave's got slightly older children than I have. I've got quite young children. So, sort of our experience of how the hobby's changed and then how it changes through the years. Because obviously, like I say, mine's still quite young, so it'd be good to hear from Dave about how they are when they're a bit older and potentially more interested in the hobby and stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to be very, very opinion based, very much our experiences and things like that. Compared to some people might find it very, very different, but yeah, a little bit of sort of real life talk. I think it'll be the next one.
It needs a nice discussion, which I think we'll probably get you guys involved as well, because we'll all have kids. If you have kids or foster kids or whatever. Yeah, it is challenging. That's all I can say.
Oh
and
yeah,
I think we can all
yeah.
agree.
We'll talk about it a lot more. I've got a lot of thoughts over it, and a lot of feelings about how the hobby changed for me going into being a parent and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what we'll talk about in the sort of next episode. But yeah, if you thought matched our thoughts on the reveals and things like that, I would love to see your comments and about what you really enjoyed from the reviews, from the reveals and things like that, and where you disagree with us, maybe where you agree with us. It'd be really good to hear what your favourite
Absolutely.
new models were.
Yeah, just send us a message or comment or whatever, the usual connection methods.
All the ways, yeah. Yeah, obviously it was fun. It was slightly different
It was
topic
quite a nice,
today.
relaxed one, I think. It was, as you probably can tell in our voices, we're a bit low in Hobby Mojo scene at the moment. So I think you all can understand and stuff like that. But hopefully, once the dust settles, we'll have our Hobby Mojo back.
And there's some good models to come. There's lots of fun stuff to come. So that it was good. It was good to chat through it and sort of get that juice going for all that amazing stuff that's coming in the future. So
yeah. Absolutely. So right,
yeah, and yeah, hopefully they can find me at first rank wargaming. And Dave, where can I get you?
They can find me. Well, I've changed my name now.
You have
some stuff hopefully in the works. It's called let the underscore dice decide. So it's what my team AOS Championship and it's all up there.
So
I've changed it now.
In YouTube, it'll be above Dave's head. Everywhere, I'll make sure all the links are updated in the description.
All over the place.
So everywhere, it'll be Dave's new tag everywhere. That's going to be the big thing.
So yeah, I've changed my icon and I'll be hopefully speaking to someone hopefully in the future to get some stuff going. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that is us. So cheerio
See you
for
next
now.
time. Bye.
Bye.